when you had this life-changing event in your life, but how you turned it around to your own advantage. You not only did you take the bull by the horn, you rode the bull.
To introduce one of my oldest friends, Lizio Fernandez, who is speaking from Goa. Lizio and I go back, more than 40 years?
44.
44 years since we were together at Wilson College. Our children know that Dad has two gangs, the Xavier's gang and the Wilson gang.
Yeah.
And so Lizio and I not only have been members of that Wilson gang, which is affectionately called the Mini Mafia.
We all met at Wilson's, and most of us, the five of us, were from the same school, and the other two seniors were linked to the other people in the school. And Vijay Bhatt was not from our school or not from our area or anything like that. And as it so happened, we are the guys who always meet at the native place, which I don't know, Vijay will explain, was a place where those who didn't want to attend classes hung around. And Vijay migrated towards us because I think he found we were the most interesting characters in the college there. And to top it all, years later, Vijay and I found out that we were both at least 1 year in Stanislaus, a long time ago. And of course, Vijay was very good at the English language, or still is. We call him the Shashi Tharoor of our group. One of the most interesting times that we met was when 15 guys were supposed to go to Gorai, and only 3 guys arrived at Marine Line Station. And there we saw Vijay at Bandra, platform number 1, waiting for us. And we went in 4 broke guys, landing at Gorai into some uncle and auntie Hendrickson's place, who were kind enough to host us and let us stay in their veranda. I think they cooked for us as well, right? So
yes, they did.
They didn't actually charge us a lot of money, and we had 2 wonderful nights at Gorai.
One added memory to your Gorai story was that not only were we broke, not only were we sleeping on somebody's veranda and being fed whatever they cooked for us, but I remember waking up early in the morning before sunrise and going with Narcissus, who's no more with us, unfortunately. Going with him to buy fresh toddy and bringing it back in those big jerry cans so we could keep drinking it from the morning onwards.
The last time, what I remember when I was changing countries and jobs, and Vijay told me to, embrace the new life that I'm going to be taking on and all. Yeah, so many memories. We'll have to do a whole series on TED Talks about it, I think.
My memory specifically with you is that you lived in a 1-room flat in Chandanwadi with your grandmom, with your sister Lydia, and with your younger brother Leslie.
For the Anglophiles, it is called Sandalwood Lane.
Yes, that's correct. That's correct. But what I remember was that even though it was such a small and modest place, you opened not only your heart, but you opened your home to all of us. And multiple times, there must have been 10, 12, 15 people crowding in that one little room.
The front lawns.
The front lawns, or in the dark corridor, listening to music, enjoying wonderful food.
Yeah.
And I remember that, again, that the richness of our friendship has never been determined by the circumstances in which we found ourselves. Equally, another thing that I truly admire about you is that I know that your dad passed away very early.
Yeah.
And your mom was a working woman. She worked in a bank, if I'm not mistaken, in Kuwait.
Yeah.
And so she lived far away and she provided for the family.
Yeah.
And so, in a way, like me, but in much more difficult circumstances, you were the elder brother to both Lydia and Leslie, and also the buffer between them and your grandmom.
Yeah.
I want us to talk about our shared passion for martial arts.
Truth be told, I was never an athletic person or a sports person. But of course, obviously, the trigger was the Enter the Dragon thing. All those very, very vigorous exercises, running barefoot from Xavier's College to Nariman Point at 3 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Your soul's getting ripped off and all that thing. I think kind of, for me, it started turning me from the adolescent into a man, pushing myself beyond my own known limits and all that thing. And I loved it. I love partly because of my liking for dance. I also like the kata part of it.
Yes.
That was very interesting. But there was form and function and beauty in it, in the way that you did it,
yes,
performed it. So that way, martial arts was very, very. I mean, it was a very good thing because it gave us discipline at a time when people needed discipline during your teenage.
Yes. I even remember that we used to drink a lot of fenny, or we used to drink a lot of liquor. And then on Gorai Beach, we would all be there and we would do our katas. Yeah, see, in my case, like you, I found that martial arts was a really character building activity.
Yeah.
It was character building not only from the physical side, which you described, but for me, from also a psychological aspect. That, what kind of a person did I want to be? Did I want to be a fighter and an aggressive kind of a guy? Or did I want to be what might be described as a peaceful warrior? And to see how people like Sensei and Alan and Max and you, my seniors, how you guys conducted yourselves, which was that it was like, when the dojo was on, things were very demanding and things were very tough.
Yeah.
But when the dojo was off, there was a gentleness and there was a compassion and there was this camaraderie.
Yeah.
And both could coexist in the same person pretty much at the same time. This had a really profound influence on me. And I think that profound influence on me has stayed to this day.
Yeah. What you learn in the physical form of combat in terms of defense, attack only when required, also helps you that mentally when you get into the corporate world.
Yes.
Where the other people are not prepared for that mental state,
Yes.
Like using the judo technique of using your enemy's energy against him.
Yes.
And that helped me a lot with dealing with the politics at work.
Yes.
But the best part for me, the best part about the martial art days was when we were all given the security detail at rock shows.
Yes.
And then half of our friends would be in without tickets. And then we would have all these issues with this big shot guy who would say, "Do you know who I am?" I would say, "I don't care F who you are. You're not getting in without a ticket." So it goes like this. And so I guess it's goodbye now. I'll show you how. I'll be thinking of you, my friend, of times we had, the jokes we shared. One on me and you comfort me when I'm sad. You're happiest when I'm too. You walked with me when I was down. All those times we have found and scenes, all those scenes of you and me, brighten my memory. And but try keeping on, knowing that you're my friend.
Whoa!
My blessing for you is like, keep doing what you're doing, Vijay. You become, aside from everything that you have done in the world for yourself and your family, you've done so much for society. And that is a very, very rare thing. I'll just say, give us more of what you have. What are we going to leave at the end of the day? The easiest thing that we leave at the end of the day is memories.
Yes.
And it is those memories that in those memories that we somehow become immortal.
Yes.